Guys, I have 10 credit cards, but you probably shouldn't. Let me explain. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel today. It's brother JB here. Yeah, I have a lot of credit cards, and there's a reason for that, and I just want to make this clear. I don't carry any balances on them. I don't really have any debt, except on the Apple Card. I'm going to show you all the cards that I have on screen here. Not the physical ones for obvious reasons, but I'll show you a screenshot of my Apple Wallet, but I do have a financed iPhone and MacBook on my Apple Card. That's literally the only balance I have, but those are in the form of monthly installments at 0% interest. So here's all the cards I have. You can see all 10 of them right here. All of these are, in fact, credit cards. There's two Wells Fargo cards, two PNC cards, Fidelity, two Chase cards, Venmo, the Apple Card, and then a Capital One card. All of these do slightly different things. Some of them are the same. I mostly just got them for the bonuses. Going from top to bottom, you see the autograph. That one, I don't even remember what all these cards do. I got that one this year just for the $200 bonus. A couple of those ones in the middle there, the Fidelity, the PNC, and the Wells Fargo Active Cash. Those are all just flat 2% unlimited cash back. Pretty simple cards. The Freedom Flex is rotating quarterly categories, 5% cash back, I think. Venmo is customizable, so it's 3%, 2%, 1%, depending on what you spend on, it's customizable. Capital One, I want to say it's 3% dining and grocery, so that's pretty good. It used to have some other benefits, and that was why I got it. It had like Uber benefits or something like that. That second PNC one, that one is like 4% gas, 3% dining, something like that. The Freedom Unlimited, that is a very versatile card. It's unlimited 1.5%, and then I think it's also 3% in a couple categories like dining, travel, things like that. And then the Apple Card, that's another like universal 2%er, but 3% at Apple stores. You know, you can finance like your iPhone or Mac and stuff like that and get 3% cash back, which is pretty nice. I still, to this day, I really only use like a couple of these cards, like after I've gotten the bonus. Like the Freedom Unlimited, I probably use mostly, and then like maybe the PNC one for gas. That's about it. I got intro bonuses for most of these, and that's where most of the value usually comes from with credit cards. If you have good credit and you can take a hit of a couple points to your credit score short term, you can get a new card like pretty much every 6 months, fulfill the requirements for the bonus, and then, you know, pretty much never use it again. It helps to have a budgeting app like something like Rocket Money, not sponsored, but that's what I use to keep everything together so you can track and make sure you're not using those old cards and not spending unwanted cash. One thing in common between all these cards is no annual fee. Obviously, like you could not have this many cards if there was like annual fees on all of them. I wouldn't recommend getting any card with an annual fee unless it makes sense. I know there are a few that do, and that could be like maybe your one card or, you know, a second card. Credit cards are definitely something that you don't want to mess with. Debt is like a fire. Some people know how to tame it and use it properly. Others probably should not even try to handle it. It can be very dangerous. Most Americans are definitely more consumer minded, and so I think that they view their credit limit as like an emergency fund in a way, and it's the bank giving them money, but that's, you know, it's not what a credit card is. But what is a credit card? How does a credit card work? Most people don't really understand the details of it. Basically, it's a loan from a company, usually a bank, but pretty much any kind of company can issue a credit card these days. And the interest rates on these credit cards are very high, usually like 20% or more APR these days. Basically, when you swipe your card at Costco, Chipotle, you know, McDonald's, wherever you're going, that money is charged from your credit card, from your limit. So it's like the company or bank is buying it for you, you're borrowing their money, but you have to pay them back later with interest if you don't pay it back by the end of the month or the end of the statement, or else you're going to be charged interest. And 20% is a crazy high interest rate. So when I talked about rewards, of 2%, 3%. If you're earning those and like you're happy, like, oh yeah, I'm getting all these rewards and it's totally worth it, you know, that's why I use credit cards. But then you're going and paying 20% interest because you're carrying a balance, like it's totally not worth it. Like you're not winning the credit card game. And that brings up another point. I've talked about in previous videos how 10% is a very good return on investment in the stock market. That's kind of like the average of what the S&P has done historically, 10% per year. But if you have debt stacked up that is accruing 20% interest, there's no reason you should be investing to make 10%. You always want to pay off high interest debt first. It's like a guaranteed rate of return when you do that. When it comes to responsible credit card usage, like why not? If you're a credit card shark like me, you pay off everything every month, you still don't buy things you can't afford, you have everything set to auto pay. I think someone like Dave Ramsey, you know, they'd say something to the effect of, well, you know, there's psychology of not spending your own money. They inevitably get you to spend more. It's a psychological trick. It's easy to overspend on credit cards because it's not your own money. I think that does happen to a lot of people, but in my opinion, if there are things you're going to be buying anyway, like why not earn 2% cash back? Why not get some bonuses and game the system a little bit? It's definitely not for everyone, I agree. Some people can't handle debt. It takes a financially literate, mature adult to use it properly. And that's like the main reason to get a credit card really is just the rewards and also to build credit. The purpose of building credit is really just a credit score and not so you can get into deeper consumer debt. You got to be careful with that. But having a good credit score, really the end game there is to get a good rate on a mortgage, I would say. If you have a good credit score, you know, above 750 or whatever, like you're going to get the best interest rates on a mortgage, and that could save you hundreds of thousands in the future. So you really need to know yourself, and if overspending is a weakness of yours, like don't mess with credit. If you're someone who's tempted to, you know, shop all the time and just spend away online endlessly, I think most people would be fine with just 1 or 2 credit cards. You definitely don't have to get 10 like I do, but it can be overkill. I'll definitely say that, and it can be hard to keep up with everything. And really, I only use like 2 of them, at least like after fulfilling the bonuses. Usually one that has 2% cashback unlimited and everything. That's very simple. You don't have to, you know, do mental gymnastics and worry about, you know, which card do I use on gas, which one do I use at Chipotle or, you know, whatever grocery store. I'm probably going to simplify to something like that very soon. And so, you know, maybe you have a second card for something special you spend on often, like gas and grocery. Those are the big ones. But yeah, like 1 or 2 credit cards, that's going to be enough for most people. But, you know, pay it off every month. Don't ever carry a balance. If you do have credit card debt of, you know, an interest rate like 20% or something like that, like don't be investing. Just put all your money to tackle those debts. If you do have like a workplace retirement plan, like a 401k with a match, like sure, you can invest up to that match and get a 100% rate of return. But generally speaking, like you don't want to invest until you've paid off your high interest debt. I hope you guys enjoyed this content. What do you think of credit cards? Do you think you're a credit card person, or is it like a no for you? You struggled with debt in the past. You're like, no, I can't handle that. Love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Do you have more than 10 credit cards, or do you just have a couple? Love to hear in the comments below. Thank you guys. Have a good one.